Robots.
Thank you, Mr McCabe. An honour to serve under your chairmanship and having no notice whatsoever of having to trim my speech down to 4.5 minutes. But thank you all the same. And I thank the Honourable Lady for bringing forward this debate on such an important and timely topic, and one that is close to my heart, as I declare an interest that my partner is from the Philippines and is intrinsically involved in the situation that we're debating today. I'm interested in looking at it from a very specific point of view. Typically, in this country, we use the word hero far too casually. It's often lavished on our celebrities and sports stars. And while I'm sure they are very deserving, I think this pandemic has shown us who the true heroes are in this country, the workers in our NHS. And while the entire NHS has played a vital role, our thanks and gratitude in particular should go to those NHS workers who come from other countries, individuals who have travelled huge distances to be here and often separated themselves from their families, putting their own lives at risk to help and save our lives, citizens from a different country to their own. Regardless of their or our citizenship, their duty and responsibility to care and contribute to the well-being of others comes first in those people. It's absolutely amazing and should be highly commended. And while I do welcome the many steps the government has taken for foreign NHS workers, we do need to go further. As the Honourable Lady has already been through the fees and the costs, I won't expatiate on those at this time, but I'd like to take the real-life case of Carrie, using a different name, but a real-life case all the same. She moved to the UK in 2016, leaving her husband and 4-year-old child back at home in South Asia. It took her another year for her to be able to bring her husband and daughter because of the cost involved in a dependence visa. And they could only get to be together as a family once again by taking out a loan that she's had to pay for over 3 years. 3 years after she arrived, so still with 1 more year of loan payments to go, she had to get another loan and compound her obvious cash flow problems because she was due for her visa renewal, so had a load more fees on top of the one she's already paid. Now this year, in 2021, Carrie is entitled to apply for indefinite leave to remain, 5 years in, with loans still ongoing from previous renewals, and the ILR is more expensive again. So what does she do? What options are available to Carrie? Her only choice is to apply for another loan, even bigger than before, to have the right to occupy a space in the UK and call it home. She pays her taxes every month, has done for years. Oh, by the way, she works in the ICU. She spent the last 5 years saving lives, especially in the past 12 months. She shouldn't be in debt. We should be indebted. It's our duty to create a new route for citizenship for NHS workers, one that won't leave workers in debt, poverty, or in constant worry about funding their next application a few years down the line, by reducing by at least half and in time abolishing completely the costs associated with applying for indefinite leave to remain and citizenship for our NHS workers. I'm proud that our amazing NHS attracts such global talent and recruits from around the world, and frankly, we wouldn't be able to run it without them. As of last year, over 160,000 NHS staff stated that they were a non-British nationality from over 200 different countries. That's nearly 15% of all staff for whom a nationality is known. But the current fees and the current processes are a huge barrier to both future NHS workers who are putting off coming to the UK to fill our many vacancies, and for current NHS workers who can't afford the final step and have their permanent residency that they've earned through their service to our country. Citizenship isn't about cost, it should be about contribution and inclusion in our communities. And NHS workers have perhaps given the biggest contribution of all, saving our lives and keeping us safe. Despite being valued members of the communities in which they live and work, without being citizens, they can't be fully part of them. Without ILR, there are barriers to home ownership, there are barriers in the jobs market, and there are barriers in higher education. And research shows that newly naturalised immigrants not only benefit our society, but it benefits them too, with citizens seeing rising wages and better employment opportunities, as well as becoming more likely to engage in civil and political activities. Let's treat these people better so that they can finally feel like they belong and are welcomed with open arms.